What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most requested reviews analysis, so stick around. You don't want to miss this. But before we get into that, if you're considering a purchase, don't miss out on this incredible discount available right now. Check the description below and the pinned first comment. Now, let's not delay any further and jump right into the details.
Now, let's hear directly from our first reviewer about their experience.
This reviewer admits that despite being a frequent online shopper, this is the first time an experience has prompted them to write a review. Describing their tech skills as only slightly above average, this client had zero experience with setting up a mesh network and was concerned about getting in over their head. The project's goal was to extend the home internet signal to a new barn, situated a little over 100 yards from the house with a clear line of sight. Based on a recommendation from the company's support team, our reviewer purchased 2 of these outdoor access points and a dedicated hardware controller, hoping this system would be the solution. The physical installation proved to be quite straightforward. While the included instructions weren't the most intuitive, they were adequate for guiding the crucial firmware update and the simple process of connecting the hardware. The main controller device needed its own power supply, which wasn't included, but a common charging cable lying around the house did the trick. The primary access point was then connected to the home router, while the remote unit out at the barn only required a power source. Rather than struggle with the software configuration, our reviewer chose to call customer service for assistance, a decision they found to be an excellent one. After a very short wait, a support representative patiently and expertly walked them through every single step of the process. The call lasted nearly half an hour, and by the end, there was a full-strength internet signal available throughout the entire barn. This client notes that a more budget-friendly option exists using free software instead of the physical controller, but they opted for the dedicated hardware for its convenience and continuous network monitoring. Overall, the experience was so positive, particularly due to the outstanding customer service, that this system comes highly recommended.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer sought to extend their home Wi-Fi signal to cover the sides of their house in the backyard, ultimately using 2 of these outdoor access points to achieve their goal. Our reviewer notes that what should have been a simple installation turned into a frustrating 10-hour troubleshooting session. However, the ordeal ended with a breakthrough that was so straightforward, they felt it should be highlighted for any future user. For anyone looking to simply expand their existing network, the key is to connect this access point directly to the main home router and configure it with the exact same Wi-Fi name and password. This single step, this client discovered, is crucial for creating a seamless network. Doing so prevents connection issues and allows devices like phones and laptops to smoothly handshake and transition between the main router and the new access point without interruption as you move around the property. The reviewer also offers practical advice for different hardware setups. If your main router has no available ports, a simple network switch can solve the problem. The switch connects to your modem, providing new ports for both your original router and this new device. For those with a combination modem and router unit, there are typically extra ports available, making for a direct connection. If not, a switch is again the recommended solution. Ultimately, the takeaway from this experience is that while setting up a more complex system with different network names and passwords is possible, it often involves technical hurdles beyond what most home internet packages allow. For a simple and effective Wi-Fi extension, mirroring the existing network credentials is the easiest path to success with this access point.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer found the product selection process a bit confusing, noting the difficulty in distinguishing between various models and their specific functionalities. Our reviewer purchased this outdoor access point, initially thinking it would function as a straightforward wireless extender. While this device does extend a wireless signal, it's important to understand its limitations. It requires a wired Ethernet connection to your router. If you lack available ports on your router or a physical Ethernet connection to the desired extension location, like a remote building, this solution won't work. In fact, the web interface is inaccessible until the device is physically connected via Ethernet. However, once connected, it performs admirably. Our reviewer was impressed by the immediate signal improvement, even when the device was simply positioned near the router during setup. The web interface is also user-friendly and offers a good range of options. One particularly useful feature is the ability to broadcast multiple SSIDs. This is highly recommended, as duplicating your main router's SSID can make it challenging to identify and connect to the access point for configuration. Creating a separate SSID specifically for configuration purposes ensures easy access. The inclusion of Power over Ethernet PoE is a major advantage, simplifying installation and eliminating the need for a separate power source. However, the absence of a built-in Ethernet switch for daisy chaining units is a drawback. Without it, each access point requires a separate router connection or an additional switch. Ultimately, even with a basic connection via short Ethernet cable to the router, the improved signal strength makes this unit worthwhile. If you have the infrastructure to run Ethernet throughout your property, this device becomes even more valuable.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Catch you in the next one.